At least it's not hanging chads and legal fights with the national outcome in the balance. But when President Obama won re-election, he noted too many Americans spent 4 more hours at the polls and says that must be fixed. And he could have been talking about Miami and Fort Myers, where some people in line at 7 p.m. didn't get to vote until midnight or later. After all, the networks had already called the presidential race.
I'm pleased to announce that Miami-Dade County is the first of the large counties to complete its tabulation process.
But that announcement came this afternoon, 2 days after the election. The Miami-Dade supervisor and her team have been working around the clock to count the ballots there, slowed by the surge of more than 50,000 absentee ballots, which came in Tuesday. This was the scene in the Fort Myers area Tuesday night, lines so long and so late at night that some people gave up.
To those who waited in long lines, during 8 days of early voting, to those who waited in long lines at their precincts, and to those who got discouraged and left without voting.
Lee County Supervisor of Elections Sharon Harrington offered that public apology yesterday. Turnout was down, but it took extra time to process the 4-page ballot, just as it took extra time in the voting booths.
It took a long time for people to vote those ballots once they got to the booth.
In Alachua County, Election Day lines were typical, and the counting took just a couple of hours. Supervisor of Elections Pam Carpenter also blames the longer ballot on the lines, especially early voting, but says the state could allow more flexibility in choosing early voting sites and times.
We were open for the same 96 hours in 2012 that we were in 2008. But our voter drop-off was 14,000. So that tells me more days are better than just the same amount of hours.
When Miami-Dade County finished early this afternoon, Broward, Palm Beach, and Duval counties were still going through their last-minute absentee ballots. The state's tally system showed a near final count of 8.3 million votes, split fairly evenly between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney, with Obama leading with just 55,000 votes. Caitlin Lawrence, WUFT News.